Okay, let's give into the vibes and start vibe coding. Let's try it out. Let's see what we can do. Let's have some fun. So, I am going to minimize myself here. I have ChatGPT, and then down here we have Cursor. So, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me a list of some projects. Let it generate some ideas for me. So, I want to try out vibe coding. Give me a long list of potential project ideas. Group them in any categories which group them. How do I want to say that? I want ChatGPT to group them in categories, but I want it to decide what the grouping should be. Group them into any categories that you see would be a good grouping. Okay, is that a good prompt, or should we try to make it a little bit more specific? That's the other thing. Maybe we need to try to learn about prompt engineering and how to actually produce high quality output. So I'm gonna just try this one and see what it gives me. Because I made sure that it put a long list. So I'm trying to avoid it just collapsing to kind of a more basic response. I want it to get a idea. Okay, so let's see first off what the groupings: visual, interactive, art projects, mind, emotion, and aesthetic projects. Okay, cyberpunk, sci-fi projects. So this seems to be more theme-based, not which, to be honest, like one of the things with I feel as engineers, we are very focused on the technical aspect. So when I think of categories, I'm immediately thinking the low level, like, okay, well, how is it implemented? What are the technology frameworks that is being used? But actually, now we're doing vibe coding, which is a layer higher. So it makes sense that it is actually categorizing things based off of not the technology, because we don't really care about that, based off of the result, based off of the theme of the project. That actually makes a lot more sense. And even just looking at it and my expectation and what was generated was so much different than what I had initially expected. But it kind of revealed something about my psychology that, wait, hold on a second. Why did I immediately go to grouping, but in my head I was thinking grouping by technology? Hmm. Okay, see, I'm not focused on what I'm actually producing. I'm not focused on if what I'm producing has any value. I'm only focused on the technical aspect. How is it working? What's going on? I need to expand my mind. Okay. So, cyberpunk, sci-fi, tech, aesthetic projects, okay? Nature, music, and ambient worlds, okay? Games and playful worlds, okay? Tech, toy projects, social and cultural or meta projects, chatbot, narrative, AI interactive, micro tools, web experiments. Okay, so those are the main categories. Let's go back up here and see some of the ideas which it is saying we might be interested in. Okay, so these focus on the art ones. These focus on visual interactive and or interactivity and emotion. Generate art studio. Okay, build an app that makes random art patterns each time you click. Okay, so we're gonna have an app that we click it and it generates some random art. Okay, mood visualizer, ASCII art generator, pixel aquarium, a pixel art fish tank where fish have personalities and interact. Okay. So, mind and emotion. Focus on introspection, mood, and creativity. So, digital diary, tracking your mood essentially. Calming terminal, command line meditate. I don't like that one. Yeah. Do you know what I think when I think of a command line interface? Calming. Nah. No, that's a miss right there. That's a miss. Okay, AI Dream Journal. Okay, by the way, have you guys played around with lucid dreaming? In the past, when I had a little bit more free time, I would love to be like experimenting with my own psychology and doing lucid dreaming. And I had a dream journal, and you would write down all of your dreams. And when you do this, your dreams become so vivid. They become so. If you start writing your dreams down, your brain will like train itself to remember your dreams. And then you're going to remember like 2 or 3 dreams every single night. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be able to do lucid dreaming where you realize that you are dreaming while you are dreaming. Then, what you can do, and this is a complete tangent to what we're talking about here, but actually, I might be able to do a loop back to engineering or vibe coding actually. So let's talk about that. So with lucid dreaming, once you realize that you are dreaming, it's not just a thing, oh, I have accomplished lucid dreaming. It is done. No, because you need to, once you realize that you're in a dream, that's only the first step. Then what you need to do is be able to control your dreams. You need to be able to analyze your dreams. So, an example of this is when you're in a dream, even if you know you're in a dream, you know that everything around you is a figment of your own imagination. You know that this wall here, like let's say that I'm facing a wall, right? I know that this wall doesn't actually exist, but I can't actually go through it because my brain doesn't believe it. I'm like I don't have that power because I haven't learned how to do it. But after playing with it, experimenting, and learning more in lucid dreaming, what I found is here's the wall right here. Okay, and I need to make sure that it's aligned with the camera. Okay, so what I did is I took my hand and I put my hand right here. Now, when you have a dream, there's always those little like fuzzy things that aren't actually right. For example, when you look at the clock is going to be nonsensical. When you look at reading, you're not going to be able to read things. So when I put my hand here, actually, it was more like this, where it was kind of it broke through the wall a little bit, kind of like that. And I looked at it, and I convinced this is how I tricked my brain into recognizing that yes, you do have the ability. So I would put my hand like this, and then just, I told myself I'm already through the wall. Well, I just need to keep. There's nothing that stops me from going a little bit further, and further and further, and then I was able to go through the wall. So that's how I kind of unlocked that power. And so I said I was getting distracted, which is fine. I mean, these videos are more conversational and just, having a good time, trying to relax, enjoy ourselves, and enjoy the process of learning new skills, learning new things, playing around. So, conversational, yes, but I realized actually that I can have a tie back to vibe coding in this, which is that idea that vibe coding is the way that I'm thinking about it right now is going to be that I'm trying to learn how to unlock all of those different superpowers. So, how do I actually allow my creativity to flourish? That's one of the things that, okay, well, there is a little bit of a connection. Okay, so that was a huge tangent, but that's fine. So, aura generator, like the aurora borealis. It generates color palette and music vibe. There we go. I like that. Vibe forecast app. Okay. Pocket Philosopher. I don't. No terminal. No terminal. Okay, Cyberpunk Sci-Fi. Neon Command. Nope. Retro Terminal Simulator. Holographic Calendar App. A minimal animated. Nah. AI Ghost Chat. Cyberpunk Status Board. Augmented reality. Voice command. Ambient sound. Escape generator. So I'm kind of curious, like some of these, going back to what I was just talking about with my brain is so trained to be hyper focused on the implementation and the technology. A lot of these things, when I'm reading them, I'm like, oh, that seems difficult to implement. How are we going to, oh, a soundscape. So I need to be able to, uh, access the speaker. Okay, well, how do I access the speaker through a software, right? I need to know what device is there. Do I need to talk to the drivers? Like, how does this work? That's not vibe coding, though. Although, so I think I'm going to be a little bit split in this because the true thing of vibe coding is I'm supposed to be, I'll be going to Cursor here and doing the project without looking at the code, without having to do that. But I'm also curious and I'm like, wait, hold on. I kind of want to know how it's being done. So I feel like I'm going to be kind of split between this. In vibe coding, you're not supposed to be looking at the code. You're supposed to be focused on the project itself, making the project successful and learning how to prompt, how to do all of these techniques for using AI. But as an engineer, I really want to know how it's actually working under the hood. I think that that's kind of a mentality that all engineers have is, wait, hold on, how is that working? Okay. So that was one. Rain simulator. Simulate realistic rainfall and thunder sounds on your screen. Okay. Forest Whisper, a console app. Forest Sounds. Games, AI Dungeon Remix. Code your own creature. Tiny Santa Physics Sandbox. LED nah. Pi. Oh, Raspberry Pi. Almost like that. Okay. Oh, and by the way, look, I got the heat sinks on it now. The heat sinks on like the everything. Last video I didn't have the heat sinks on it. I was kind of worried about it overheating, but we got it. Keyboard, I2C. No, all of these are like very close to my, not very close to my work, but I mean, it's in the same world. I do a lot of I2C communication, and so no, we're trying to have fun here, okay? Social. I don't want to do like social media or whatever this is. No, no, no. Let's go up to the art ones. I kind of like those. So, what was the one that I said was kind of cool? I said something about the Pixel Aquarium. Each have their own. So this one's a good candidate. So I'm going to paste that one there. Let's go and look at some other ones that might be good candidates. And then what I'm going to have ChatGPT do is take that, expand it to more bullet points, and then I'll select which one I want. And then I'm going to ask ChatGPT to tell Cursor how to build it. So I'm going to have ChatGPT tell me the prompt that I put into Cursor to be able to perform this operation. By the way, I don't even know if my cursor is going to work, but we're trying things out, okay? We're just having fun. Okay. So, what was the other one? Calm turn. No. AI Dream Journal. Instead of weather, it tells you emotional forecast. Nah. I want something with like an actual GUI that you can see it and hear it. If that'd be kind of cool. Maybe we do the pixel art here. Yeah, let's do this, but I want it to have sound. Okay, so can you expand much further on this idea? Generate multiple different variations of this project that might be really beautiful. I know that I want both visuals and sound. Okay. What are other ideas you can think of? List the project variations in as much detail as you can. Okay, so let's do this and let's see what it comes up. So, base idea. A cozy pixel art aquarium that runs on your desktop or browser. Fish swim smoothly, plants sway, bubbles rise, and ambient sound plays softly. Okay, here we go. 8 by 16 pixel art style, soft lighting, animated coral, background, parallax for depth. I do like the pixel thing because I just have an affinity for kind of like that 1980s, 1990s style. I don't know. I like it. I think it's beautiful. I like that ambiance, like the lo-fi, that kind of thing. Gentle bubbles pop. The more I'm reading this, the more I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this. JavaScript and Canvas, we don't care. Who cares about this? That's none of our concern. We're vibing, okay? Fish personalities controlled by small behavioral parameters: shyness, curiosity, aggression. Each fish has stats that evolve over time. Mood. Here we go. Emotional fish tank. Each fish represents a different emotion. Okay, well, that's kind of what we have here. Anxiety, redfish, anger. Okay. I'm not feeling this one because I don't like this idea about that this fish is angry or something. No, I want a calming situation. Okay, so far I'm liking this one the most. Ooh, here we go. A space aquarium where each fish is a tiny cosmic eternity, nebula creatures, light rays, stardust whales. Here we go. Deep cosmic purple and blues, ethereal ambient synth pad, distant winds, slow reverb tails. Okay. Nature spirit pond. Ooh. Okay, I'm starting to like these, A pixel pond instead of an aquarium. Spirits and koi fish swim around lily pads. I'm not feeling the koi fish. I want other kind of creatures in there. Naturalistic frogs croak, insects hum, winds in the reed. Okay. Evolution aquarium. Okay. A deeply symbolic aquarium that mirrors your mental state. Use a webcam or mic. A surreal, ever-changing aquarium that feels like something out of a dream. Floating eyes, abstract shapes, creatures morph mid-swim. Distant choral voices, echo bells. Ghost aquarium. Interesting. Okay. There's a lot that I like here, but I really just kind of like the base one. The other one that I kind of like is this dream aquarium, as I was just talking about lucid dreaming. But I don't know. I'll just say kind of what I'm a little bit worried about. I don't, this thing about a surreal, ever changing aquarium that feels something out of a dream. Here, floating eyes, abstract shapes, creatures that morph mid swim. I don't trust that Cursor would be able to do that. Like, because this involves a lot of creativity. This one is a little bit more straightforward. And so why I normally I would say, well, let's just do this one then. If I'm not sure that I can do it, then let's try it. But this is kind of my first time introduction to vibe coding, and I want to be able to you know kind of make it successful. So I don't know what its capabilities are. So, hmm. But I also really like just this one. Like I legitimately like the first one. I think that this one is going to be the most peaceful, calming. Okay. Abstract floating. Because I can't even really imagine what the dream aquarium would look like. Um, give me a long explanation. Give me a long. Actually, let me tell it who it is. You are a prompt engineer who is going to be prompting okay, fine. Prompting, there we go. What is it? Cursor, there we go. Sir. AI model to build the dream, let's see, number 10 dream aquarium. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Ask me any clarifying questions you might have before creating the prompt. The prompt. Okay. Okay. What overall feeling do you want? Calm, dreamlike, eerie. Okay. So, number 1, I want calm and dreamlike. All right, number 2. What do I prefer? Pixel art, retro cozy. Let's do the Soft blur. I mean, let's try this one. Let's try it. I don't know. Do you want dynamic visual transitions? The environment slowly morphing between dreams or a Okay, let's do a consistent. So the background is going to be consistent. Okay. Should the fish and creatures have recognizable forms like surreal versions of real fish or abstract shapes? Recognizable forms. Okay. Should sound be procedurally generated ambient tones based on movement or curated? It should be procedurally generated. Okay. Do you want to include user interaction based? Okay, so 6. I will say, should the soundscape? No, we don't need interaction. I don't really care about that right now. Should the soundscape be melancholic, peaceful? Okay. Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot of questions. Okay. Do you want the aquarium to tell a story or present random dream fragments? No story. No story. 9. Should the dreams have themes? No. 10. Would you like to integrate AI generated text? No text. No text. Okay. What platform? This is for you to decide. Okay. Should it be interactive? Not interactive. Okay. Do you want to? No need to save state. Okay. 14. Just no. 15. How big do you want the scope? Minimalist. Yeah, we just want this. I don't even want to kind of even answer that. I don't really want to answer this question. How big do you want the scope to be of the first version? I want it to accomplish what you described. Okay. 16. No, 16. Okay. So, as a prompt engineer, give me a detailed prompt that I can put directly into Cursor to build this project. Okay. Okay. All right, okay. It's writing a lot. All right, so let's just look at what it has to say. So we're just gonna copy and paste this entire thing in there. So, you're a senior creative coding engineer and visual artist. So it also assigned the role. So notice I said to it, hey, ChatGPT, you are a prompt engineer. And now it's acting as a prompt engineer. Now, in its prompt, it said to give Cursor the prompt, you are a senior creative coding engineer. I like that. Not just a senior, because that means your technical ability. You are a senior creative coding engineer. Huh. And visual artist tasked with building a calm, dreamlike dream aquarium, an ambient, uh, painterly aquarium scene with procedurally generated sound and soft visual motions. Okay, the goal is to evoke peace and dreamlike serenity through subtle animation and generative ambiance. I like it. I like it. Overall concept: create a non interactive ambient web application called Dream Aquarium. The viewer should simply open it and watch a painterly soft focus underwater scene. Fish glide smoothly, uh, gentle bubbles drifting upwards, and ambient sounds evolve procedurally. Oh, nice. Use JavaScript, okay, and PS5 JS. Now, again, I'm not supposed to care about the actual implementation, but as an engineer, I am kind of curious like, hey, what are they actually using for this stuff? And web audio API for generative sound, okay? Ensure the project runs smoothly in any modern browser. So we're going to have index.html, style.css, script.js. So the three sisters, right? Okay. Visual design requirements. So painterly soft. Okay. So I was thinking about skipping it, but actually this is literally what we are trying to learn right now. So it is giving a prompt and I am trying to learn how to do prompt engineering. So let's not skip this and let's read through it. Um so gradient. All right, so it then gives the exact like visual elements. We have background, gradient based ocean colors, okay? Deep indigo, turquoise, slowly shifting hues, nice. Occasional volumetric light shafts descending diagonally. Okay, so I really like that because, one of the things which I feel like I'm not very good at is those actual creative tasks, and how do you actually describe a scene? Because when I'm thinking about it, I close my eyes and I think about some kind of creative scene. I can't really visualize it. I can't think of, okay, well, how do I actually want it to be? And I really like how this was able to lay something out. Okay, 5. Now it's just giving out how many fish there should be. Okay, recognizable forms, movement based on how they're moving, random gentle direction changes. So randomized and the direction is gentle. It's not abrupt, okay? So randomly generated small translucent circles rising slowly. Okay, those are the bubbles. Yep. Opacity fades in and out to make it feel more dreamy. Okay, okay. Subtle floating dusk or plankton particles, tiny dots glowing and drifting. Nice. Visual effects semi-transparent. Yeah. Gaussian blur filters. Although one thing actually, I kind of do want to copy and paste this in. And I will tell you why, because I see that it's 11:55 right now, and I think that these are based off of, let me move here. I think it's based off of the day, and that's what you get your free tokens in. So let's paste that in there, and let's press the go button. Do you think it's gonna work? I don't know. I have no idea if it's gonna work. Okay. Planning. And then we're gonna make sure that we read through things, and the way that we normally kind of go through our projects, and just thinking, planning a multi-step. This is so cool. Like, it's actually okay. Creating index.html, CSS. Okay, so it's creating the files, yes. There it is. There it is. Look at that. Index.html, styles.css. Okay. Script.js is being written right now. Okay. I wish I had some water. I forgot to have water. All right. Style.css. So I think this means, like, this is only 18 lines. It's kind of short, don't you think? I don't know. Script.js. This seems to be taking a little while. I don't know if I can actually open these. I'm not going to touch it right now. I'm not going to touch it. Because I don't know if I'm allowed to open it while it's doing its thinking. The scripts is taking a little bit of time here. Let's see. So it has this action plan. So to-dos. So create all of those. Okay. Second one is implement the visuals. All right. Implement web-based audio. Okay. Auto start audio context with resilient fallbacks. Schedule chord shifts. Wire animation. Update. Okay. So styles.css. It's still thinking here. For 3 seconds. It's thinking a lot more than 3 seconds. I realized I need to plug my laptop in to some power. Okay. There we go. So while it's doing that, actually, I might be able to come back here, and let me move this over. Come on. There we go. So we can see if it decides that it's going to, oops. So, 600 lines. No wonder it took so long. Hey, we just wrote 600 lines of code in like 2 minutes. Isn't that? Whoa, look at that. Whoa, what's going on here? There's a lot happening. Okay. Is it done? Is it finished? Okay. I created the files and implemented the visuals, and all right. Did we do everything? So it shows, yes. How to run. Double click index.html or serve the folder locally, okay? And visit it on your browser. All right, so let me go to Safari. Let's see, new window. There we go. So now we should be able to, let's see. Double click on the, okay. Or serve the, so I can run the Python command and visit it in your browser. That's not very vibey, is it? That doesn't seem very vibey. How did it do this? Okay. Okay. Sure. Can I just do open with live server? But I don't know if I need to. I'm not sure. Okay, well, that's not working. Okay. We just have some background. That's not exactly what we were hoping. Server started. Okay. So when I open the browser, I am only seeing a background. This does not match. Please. No, not please. Fix the issues. Find and fix all issues. Find and fix all issues. Okay. Is that a good? I don't know if that's a good prompt or not because I don't feel like it's just not working. I don't really know what the issues are. Well, I'm not supposed to know what the issues are. Fine. Okay. Oh. Hey. Hey. Yo. No way. That's really cool. Oh my goodness, look at that. Yo, that's so cool. All right. Well, yeah, keep. Just keep it. We're good. This is amazing. This is amazing. Yes, keep. All right, like this is great. Keep all of this. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my goodness, but I don't hear any. Let me just There is sound. That's so cool. I love it. Now, obviously the creatures are a little bit strange. I mean, this is a fish right here. I can tell that's a fish. I have no idea what this thing is. I think this is a jellyfish here with the little tentacles. Um, I'm just very impressed with what it was able to do here. And it has the bubbles coming up. I like this. I really like this. This is. I don't know if I should be so happy. Like, This is just enjoyable. Like, I really enjoy this. This is fun. I'm just I'm just taking it in. I'm not gonna say anything right now. I kind of want to take it in for a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me make sure my volume is up. I really like this. I notice when I shrink it, I think the density increases of the fish because it still wants to maintain that like the five fish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, which is within the window, and then when I increased it, well, now it is saying, okay, well, we're going to continue to have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this one has 6, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I think the density kind of increased when I went like this, but see, and when I decreased it really rapidly, it immediately put 3 right there. Okay, so this is really nice. So I think what I'm going to do in my next video is I am going to continue with this, but I'm going to try to change it a little bit. I'm going to see without, you know, let's, so where's my terminal? Okay, so we have ls here, so get init, all right, get add, get status, all 3 of those, get commit, -m, initial, commit, project has creature animations and which move background that changes colors, bubbles floating up, and what else? Sound, peaceful sound. Okay. All right, there we go. So I wanted to kind of save my work because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come here and I'm going to say it is working. This is working as expected, but the creatures look a little bit strange. I'm considering, should I ask it to change it here, or should I go to ChatGPT and have ChatGPT create a new prompt? Okay, let me just think. But the creatures look a little bit strange. Please. No, not please. Change the creatures to look see, I don't really. When I say different, well, that's not very specific at all. It's just different. Well, okay, how different? Like, in which way do I want them to be different? I like this one. I like this right here. I like the way the fish looks. Change the other creatures to look in a similar style to the fish. I'm not very satisfied with this. So let me come here. Let me copy this. Let me... hold on. Where is my... Okay. I'll have you go this way. Oh, it's right here. Okay. The project... Wait, maybe... Okay. The project is working as expected. The project is working as expected, okay? Can I... Okay, let me lower that a little bit while I'm thinking about this. The project is working as expected, but the creatures look a little bit strange. Change the creatures to look different, okay? Style, and then I should be able to just like go like this. Oh, I don't think that that's gonna work because I'm screen recording. Okay, never mind. I can't take a photo because I'm screen recording. I am now going to say, this is the prompt I want to give, but I want you as the professional prompt engineer to write the actual prompt. Please clarify any questions before you generate the prompt. Okay. Okay. So, when you say, I like the way the fish look, do you mean the color palette, the soft pastel gradients, translucent, the motion animation style, yes, the shape design? Okay, so for number one, all three of the creatures look good in terms of color palette, motion animation style, and motion animation style. The only problem is that the two other creatures look like random shapes, and I don't even know what they are. The fish looks recognizable. Okay. So, what other creatures are currently in the aquarium? I don't know which other creatures they are. Huh? Okay. Should the non-fish creatures have similar textures and dreamlike shading? Yes. Or should they remain slightly distinct? For example... Okay, would you like me to be... or to preserve the same procedural... Yes. The logic is great, but only problem is that the other are unable to be recognized. Okay, so let's see how it does this. To be real... B. Okay. So, what is it saying to do? It says that, and let me actually even just delete this so that we don't accidentally put that in there. So, there we go. Alright, so what it wants me to do is update the existing Dream aquarium visuals to make the two non-fish creatures more recognizable while preserving the overall painterly calm, dreamlike aesthetic. Yes! 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 That's what I want! Yes! The current fish design is perfect, keep it unchanged. The other creatures currently look abstract. Replace them with fantastical but recognizable aquatic life, inspired by jellyfish, seahorses, and glowing spirit-like underwater beings. Okay. Details and style requirement, maintain the same color palette, painterly shader, but blur dream aesthetic currently used in the fish. Each new creature should be clearly identifiable while still feeling surreal. Example is translucent glowing seahorse, ribbon-like manta ray, okay? Spirit jellyfish with soft luminous trails. Ooh. Ensuring all creatures share the same animation rhythm and motion smoothness as the fish. Yep. Retain existing procedural generated logic. Avoid sharp geometric shapes or overly cartoonish styles. Keeping painterly. Yep. All elements should be blended naturally. Awesome, awesome. Yes. Let's paste you in and enter. Alright, planning next moves. And I'm gonna actually come here because it might update it dynamically. Like it did last time. Alright, while it's thinking, I'm gonna take a couple seconds of a stretch break. Hold up a second. Okay. Alright, there we go. It's 12:20 right now, but I do not want to go to sleep. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I don't want to sleep. I want to keep it. This is fun. Alright, planning next moves. I'm just kind of also enjoying this as it's doing its thing. Okay. Well, I guess this is when it's supposed to be a coffee break, but no coffee and also no water. So we're not taking a coffee break. Planning next steps. Hmm. So where I'm trying to, I guess, while it's planning its next steps, what I'm trying to do with this vibe coding projects are I'm trying to figure out what the capabilities are, what I'm able to do, what I'm not able to do, how to improve it, and really take uh, using AI seriously as a skill in itself, just like I would learn Java, just like I would learn uh, whatever, NumPy, or any technology or framework, just as I would learn that, how to use those tools effectively. Well, I kind of want to learn, okay, well, how do I use AI effectively? What can I do? How can I increase my output? How can I increase my my capabilities? And the way that I think about this is, well, if you're, oh, it's doing its thing. Okay. Um, it's updating script.js. I kind of want to finish that thought though. Just what I'm thinking about is, in electrical engineering, the electrical engineer doesn't just focus on. Now, obviously, there is an electrical engineer that focuses on each individual component, but you're also able to have electrical engineers that are more higher level and they take those individual components, like whatever. Actually, it's nice that we have the Raspberry Pi right here. Um, but like whatever, we have the resist. I don't know, you can't really see it, but like resistor right there. Not the one with the heat sink, but the one right there. Anyways, you have that little resistor there. You have whatever different ICs on it. You have capacitors, inductors. You have all of these things. The electrical engineer doesn't really need to know really how the physics or the chemistry behind the resistor is working. They don't really care about that. They're just trying to be more high level and say, okay, well, I can trust that the resistor does what a resistor does. And now, how can I build this? That's pretty good. You have to admit, that's pretty good. I like it. Okay. And as an engineer, I do kind of want to go through all of this stuff here. This is like what, a gulper eel almost? And it has, but it's circle, right? It abstracted it very nicely. Remember, oh, remember at the beginning of the video? I didn't want to do the dreamlike aquarium because I didn't believe that AI could be creative enough to pull it off. Look, it did. Look at this. That I love. It knew to put the fin right there and the bubbles. That's really good. I'm very impressed. And then the actual bubbles down here. But I was meaning those like circles. And it has these ovals down here to represent the tentacles. Fish. I like it's very creative. I okay. I didn't think that it was going to be able to do it like this, but it did. I'm I'm impressed. It's good. It's good. This is okay. So before I just wanted to kind of mention about this, but where the electrical engineer is going to be much more focused on kind of the higher level, just like, okay, well, what is my purpose of building this component, the PCB? The PCB means printed circuit board, so the green thing. So you put all of the different electrical components on top of it and connect them together. Well, okay, you don't need to focus on each individual resistor. You kind of just trust, it works, and you don't worry about that. So in a way, I think that there's a lot of value to abstracting higher and higher and higher, because you're also going to be able to, as you abstract higher, you're going to be able to add more value. You are going to be a higher value add, which makes you yourself more valuable. So I see that there is a lot of importance, and I do think it is a good strategy for me to move in that direction. As, okay, well, yeah, I do kind of want to learn and study the tool of generative AI, agentic models. How do I actually become good at this in this realm? What is prompt engineering? What is, like, something else I was reading is MCP, right? How you connect your database to the models. And so trying to understand this world and say, okay, well, how do I actually get really good at this? How do I build stuff really quickly, really fast, really high quality? How do I do that? So this is kind of what I want to go in the direction of, and I do a lot of different projects. I just started one, which is, that's why I have this Raspberry Pi right here. I'm trying to write some kernel drivers for this Raspberry Pi. So learning about the Linux environment, how do you actually interact with hardware from an operating system's point of view. At my job, I always work with hardware in the embedded systems point of view, which is bare metal. You have direct access to all of the hardware. You are able to communicate with each of those individual devices through I2C. Well, obviously not resistors, but I mean all I2C enabled devices. You're able to actually just send out those commands over the different whichever port supports the I2C communication. So that's kind of the world I live in. But now I'm trying to go up and say, okay, well, now what is it from the operating system's point of view? How do you actually communicate to the different hardware devices? How do you actually trying to understand that world a little bit more? So I'm doing that project. I'm going to be doing, obviously, LeetCode videos as well. I'm going to be doing, let's see, what else do I want to do? Design patterns. I need to get more comfortable and familiar with design patterns. So I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff, but I also want to continue this series where I do AI vibe coding kind of things, where I'm actually trying to take AI seriously and improve myself as kind of an AI user. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If that is interesting, subscribe. I would love to have you around on this journey. And yeah, thank you for watching. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you guys very soon. All right, see you in the next video.